into the first four. Big name to look out for is Melissa Benfater. On the inside, we start with Esther Sandqvist, 2 times national champion in this event. Big cheers for Olivia Carcri, perhaps one of the outsiders to go through. But it is 4 to qualify as of right, and 4 non-automatic qualifiers. Louis of Italy and Zaszek of Poland. The Pole, very good hurdler. Seken of Slovenia. Benfater, well, she's also the indoor 60 metres champion, so we'd expect her to be a quick starter as well. Completes for the well-known Athlete Provence Club. And on the outside, Postulkova, number 2 Czech athlete. 4 to go through, so quite relaxed qualifying standards for the best women, but hurdles is an event that's always fraught with danger and drama. We just saw that in the heptathlon. Benfater, the quickest woman, at 13:17. Well, Benfater didn't get the best of starts. It was Sekner instead, the Slovenian, who's running well. Also Liu, the Italian now. But Benfater's starting to go through the gears. She's really motoring. Oh, and another fall. That looks like the Italian Liu. But Benfater, no doubt at all. And that's a personal best if it's confirmed. Unofficially, 13:16. Revised to 13:17, so she equals her personal best. Great start to the morning for Melissa Benfater, the woman from Provence.
Well, we lost 2 in that one, Phil, because Postulkova on the left-hand side in lane 8 just stopped running. And then Louis, the Italian, crashing to the ground. She's been in PB form this year, but she'll be so disappointed with that. But that's a very good early marker for Benfater.
Yes, Benfater 4th on the European 2025 list.
So on the left, Postulkova. Let's have a look. She just wobbled and then that was her done. So this was the point at which, look, 3rd from the right, a little clip of the penultimate barrier, and then Liu crashing to the ground, but Benfater had already safely crossed the line.
Certainly it put Karki off her stride to her inside. Didn't interfere with her, but Karki, who was just a little bit behind her, almost came to a stop herself and ended up splintering the hurdle. As we look at it again. Now Benfater, 4 hurdles into the race, starts really going through the gears. She's so quick between the hurdles as well. Bit ragged to start the race, but she finished it in fine style.
So we'll keep an eye on the non-official, the fastest non-automatic qualifiers. It was so much easier when we were allowed to say fastest losers. You know exactly what I mean. There are 5 heats in this, by the way. 5 in total rather than 4.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Sorry. I didn't turn over the paper.
And it's the top 4 non-automatic qualifiers. It's so tempting to say fastest losers. Anyway, Karki will have to wait and see whether 14.3 is good enough. But it'll be interesting to see how many women run quicker than 13.17 in this first round. That was an excellent performance from Benfater in this second heat. Well, Benfater has laid down the gauntlet in the first heat. Let's see what we get in the second. Montauban will be the favourite on the far side in lane 2, having run a 13:02 this year. Second best performer in this age group in Europe. Barbaric going for Croatia as well. European under-18 silver last year. But there is Montauban, the French national champion. National University's bronze this year, 13:02. Only needs the top 4. Schatz, 13:33, back late in May, 7th best in Europe this year and the national champion. Ilasse Terejo, national champion outdoors and in, so should be a good starter. Leah Gunderson has got excellent 100-meter flat speed. Lisa Ekfeld, PB in Uppsala, just at the end of last month. Barbaric, a brilliant 400 hurdler as well. Posinkova, national champion, indoors and out last year. Set her PB of 13.58 at the start of July. So, Benfata with 13.17 in the first heat. Watch as well for the non-automatic qualifying spots. Is Montalban the fastest in the field in 2, Schatz of Germany 3, Terrejo of Spain in 4, Gundersen Norway 5, Ekfeld of Sweden 6, Barbaric of Croatia in 7, and Spoznikova of Czechia nearest the camera in 8. Montalban on the far side should be the quickest here. She's one of the very best in Europe this year. Top 4 coming back for the semis. They're safely away at the first time of asking. Good running from Montalban on the right, and Gundersen of Norway started well, but she's faded, and 1 or 2 hitting the barriers there. And that was Terrejo who's gone down, but 13.29 from Montalban. Well, there's drama constantly in these 100 hurdles, and that's really disappointing for Terrejo. She was put under pressure because Gundersen of Norway started really well before fading. Montalban safely through, but Terrejo's aspirations of the semis came crashing to the ground.
Well, let's not take anything away, though, from Montalban. The French are absolutely flying in this 100 meters hurdles heats at the moment. We had Benfata winning in 13.17 just a few minutes ago, and now Montalban sparkling over the hurdles, 13.29, and a huge gap between the Frenchwoman in lane 2 and the rest. Well, we see Tejero just picking herself up off the ground. Not sure she officially finished.
And it wouldn't matter anyway because she went underneath one of the barriers, so she'll definitely be disqualified. The Norwegian started really well, but then faded, Gundersen. I actually wonder whether Schatz pushed a barrier, and I think it might have started to distract Terrejo, but let's take nothing away from Montalban. 13.02, Phil. She is some runner. I know she didn't run that just there, but she's brilliant.
Well, yes, I mean, you're starting to think, even though we've still got 3 heats to go, could this be a France 1-2? Of course, the championship record held by Ditajic and Bunji, who's gone on to great things. 13.0. Let's hope everybody can progress at least to the finish line comfortably. So this is Germany's Sandy Sakia, silver medal in those under-20 championships in Dresden that I was mentioning. Yigit, she's the Turkish national champion at under-20 level. Rozek, silver medalist 2 years ago in Banska Bystrica. And this woman, Mila Heikkinen, well, it's been a busy championships for Heikkinen. She's also made the final of the 400 meters hurdles. Nothinger of Switzerland, silver medal in their national championships, and Deliverska of Bulgaria. They took a lot of indoor titles. Suko, and then on the outside, Zelumelinka on there. Heikkinen, the Finn, the quickest woman in this field, at 13.20 last year, 13.21 recently in Espoo, at their national championships. Well, I wonder what she's got in her legs. She's gone through 2 rounds of the 400 meters hurdles. She's made the final. Well, it took a while to get them into the set position, but it is Heikkinen who's streaking away now. Also doing well, Succo, the Italian, in lane 7. His athletes behind them clipping hurdles once again, but Heikkinen eases up, 13.34. Good win for Heikkinen. I'm sure she got plenty of people cheering for her in the crowd. Succo. Good run from Succo. 13.20. So she's a good runner herself. She clipped some hurdles though, 13.72, but managed to make her way through to the finish line in good shape. Let's look at that again.
Excellent run there from Heikkinen. She's really in the groove here in Tampere, isn't she? Succo did really well to hang on there because she clattered one of the hurdles. I thought she'd lost momentum. Good dip on the line, denying Sakia the second spot, although the German is safely through. So the Italian, who was running second from the outside, will need to tidy up her technique, but Heikkinen has got plenty more there. Watch second from the left. Succo's away and clear in second place, and there clips that barrier and does very well to hang on to second place. Deliverska's taken fourth in that, by the way, so Rojek of Poland is in a non-automatic spot with 13.91, and Benfica's 13.17 is starting to look unbelievably good, isn't it? Quality from Heikkinen, doesn't need to put it all out there in the heats, but Benfica's going to take some beating.
Heikkinen 13.35, Succo 13.72, despite wrapping a leg around that sixth hurdle. Sakia and Deliverska finishing in third and fourth place and securing their place in tomorrow's semi-finals. Rojek 13.91, that might well be good enough to see her through as one of the...
Then, heat 4, the lanes to watch here. Friklova in 4 for Slovakia, Mia Wild in 7 for Croatia. Two really big names, and watch as well for Pavlovic on the outside, the French woman, 13.44. So Benfata with a 13.17 for the first, Montauban, fellow French woman, 13.29 in the second, and Heikkinen 13.35. The non-automatic times to watch out for, by the way, we're now getting down to that because this is the penultimate heat. It has to be quicker than 14.05 for those who don't finish in the first 4. Kalar of Poland in 2. Matsalu gets a nice cheer, the Estonian in the crowd. And then Laura Friklova, European under-18 champion last year. She's in really good form, broke her PB on the 3rd of this month. Bacondius, national champion indoors over the 60 hurdles and the 100 hurdles. Wade of Switzerland set her PB in Germany at the end of June. Mia Wild, third best in Europe this year, World Under-20 silver last year, national champion indoors and out. Very, very quick. And Pavlovic on the outside, ran that 13.44 in Saint-Etienne. Could she join her compatriots? Benfata from lane 7 in the first heat, and Montauban from lane 2 in the second. So, Kalar, Poland in 2, Matsalu, Estonia 3. Not too far away from here, the Estonians, so they're very well supported by the Finns. Friklova, European under-18 champion from Slovakia in 4, Vacondius of Portugal in 5, Wade of Switzerland 6, Wild of Croatia, there she is, second from the outside, and Pavlovic, nearest the camera, the French woman. Top 4 coming back for the semis, the quickest race so far. Benfata 13.17 in the first of the heats. What can we see here from Friklova or Wild? Friklova third from the right-hand side, got away well. She coped with the pressure so admirably in Banska Bystrica last year. Wild's got a little bit to do. Friklova's absolutely flying. Friklova from Wild, and Pavlovic ran really well on the outside. 13.10. Wow. She's absolutely smashed her personal best. I thought she was running well because she broke her PB on the 3rd of August for 13.29. We weren't sure whether anybody would qualify in a quicker time than Benfata, the Frenchwoman, with 13.17. That is a new national under-20 record for Friklova. She is flying. Wild ran well in second, but she was made to look pedestrian in comparison.
Well, what a superb run from Friklova. She's brought the form that we saw that took her to gold in Banska Bystrica on home soil last year into these championships, and that was absolutely marvellous. She's so quick between the hurdles, as we were commenting about Ben Fatter, but she's wonderfully elegant in terms of her hurdling technique as well. That's almost a case study of great hurdling technique. You could look at that and teach young hurdlers that's the way to do it. And she's so far ahead of the rest and sped to that 13.10. And we saw last year Friklova, she got Slovak under-18 records in the heat, semi, and then the final. I wonder if she can do that here. Well, it's there for her, and she's just absolutely delighted. Quite rightly so as well.
What a performance from Laura Friklova. The European under-18 champion from last year is on fire in Finland. While Pavlovic and Wade also making it.
Of the 5 first round races in the women's 100 metres hurdles. And there's the European leader in the middle in lane 5, Jill Sanchez of Switzerland, 13.01 to her name in Luxembourg. Came just under 2 weeks ago. But on the inside, we have Mosetti. Mosetti of Cyprus, multiple Cypriot under-20 champion, also a very good sprinter. Van der Berg, just 18 years of age, improved her personal best to 13.60 in Belgium. And there's Jill Sanchez, over, and there's Jill Sanchez. Just 17 years of age, what a talent she is. Panach, third of 3 good Germans in these 100 metres hurdles heats. Asdal Hansen in lane 7, the reigning Norwegian champion, and Ciccoloni of Italy on the outside. She's the reigning Italian champion. She's just 17 years of age. So we've got no less than 5 17-year-olds in this race. Some great talents. So from the inside, Mosetti, Cyprus, Van der Berg, Netherlands, Andrzejova of Czechia, Sanchez, Switzerland, Panache, Germany, Asdal Hansen of Norway, and on the outside, Ciccoloni of Italy. Favourite, Sanchez, goes in lane 5 for Switzerland. Oh, Sanchez got a good start. Sanchez now really getting into her stride. Andrzejova of Czechia. Oh, I was going to say she's challenging, but she's crashing to the track, and that's left it clear for Sanchez to speed away. And there's further falls as well on the inside. That's Van der Berg of the Netherlands. But no trouble at all for Sanchez. She manages to avoid the carnage. 13.49 unofficially for Sanchez as we lose 2 very good hurdlers. Well, we'll be looking at that again. Well, we've had absolute drama in the 100 metres hurdles heats this morning. There's Andrzejova, who would certainly have been expecting to qualify for the semis, but she's got a head in her hands.
I actually thought she was beginning to put Sanchez under quite a lot of pressure. She was running really well. Sanchez was not able to pull away from the Czechia athlete as she would have hoped, and Van der Berg also falling. It's been absolute carnage in these 100 hurdles and 110 to come. It's been mayhem.
Looking at that replay, we just missed it, but Sanchez also heavily clattered, I think it was the 6th hurdle, and she was just marginally in front of Andrzejova, and I wonder to what extent that caused the Czechia athlete to lose her focus. But no doubt at all, Jill Sanchez coming through for a very emphatic victory. Although you have to say I was very impressed with the French women in the first 2 heats.
Well, it's all fine at the moment. Andrzejova definitely putting the Swiss European 9th placer of all time, under pressure, but then she was gone. And even Panache, the German, started to wobble before the finish line. Watch the way she starts to begin to rock and roll towards the line. But I think Sanchez is going to have to find a lot more come the semis and the final, because the two French women look brilliant, and Friklova with 13.10 on the nose, absolutely superb. But Sanchez with 13.01 in Luxembourg on the 26th of July, she's joint 9th on the all-time list for European women of this age group. She's some talent, but she'll need to be quicker in the semis.
With the format now, first two home automatically qualify for the final. Two fastest non-automatic qualifiers from these heats. Now there's the season's best, Alessia Sucho, one of the fastest women, but had a very poor heat run. Looking perhaps at Montalban, who we saw in the core room a little bit earlier. Looked good in her heats. Won in 13.21. On the outside, Pia Matsalo of Estonia. Just broken 14 seconds, 13.84. Esther Schalmatt of Sweden, she'll occupy lane 2. Amelis Panache, the German third-string runner, but she's here, the 17-year-old. Now, the Torino woman, Alessia Sucho, a 13.20 performer at her best, but that came back in May. Mila Harkonen has won a myriad of Finnish under-20 titles over the barriers, both over 100 metres, 400. Laura Montalban, French national under-20 champion. Linda Fatou-Wade, done well to be here. 13.62 performer at best, and Keeler, Anneli Keeler of Poland on the outside. So Heikkinen and Montalban were good heat winners. Sucho had a very poor heat, but has the credentials from performances earlier this summer. From the inside, Matsalo, Estonia, Sahlqvist, Sweden, Panache, Germany, Sucho, Italy, Heikkinen, Finland, Montalban of France, Wade of Switzerland, and Keeler on the outside from Poland. Well, Montalban, not quite the quickest away. Sucho, much better start than a heat. Oh, Montalban is all over the place. She's hit hurdles, but it's Sucho running away from it, from Heikkinen on her inside. It's going to be Italy and Finland. But Montalban, who had such a good heat win, and one of the leading contenders, all over the place from about the 4th hurdle. So Sucho gets it right in the semis. Heikkinen gets through as well. Oh, and Montalban in tears. What a shame for the Frenchwoman.
How often do we see such dramatic moments in the sprint hurdles? Heartache for Montalban, national champion, national universities bronze. She's brilliant at her best, but it all unravelled. Sucho ran magnificently there, and so too did Heikkinen. So third from the left, Montalban, fine on the first hurdle, fine on the second. And the third, hit the 4th, and it was game over. Such are the tiny margins between success and failure. Your memory only has to go to Gail Devers, double Olympic champion over the 100 flat, never won the 100 hurdles. But Sucho, much better than we saw from her in the heats.
Yes, Wade from Switzerland came through out in lane 7. And Wade very close to her personal best with 13.89. I'm not sure that's going to be good enough to... And it was a stunning performance.
Well, just having another chance to look at Montalban. Here's where it goes wrong. Just hit that barrier and didn't have enough time to recover. A really, really harsh lesson for her to learn. Sucho, really compact, excellent run. She's only 0.16 of a second outside her lifetime best. And bear in mind, she just ran that into a minus 1.2 metre headwind. That was an excellent semi-final performance.
Bear in mind, she's just 16 years of age as well. So there we have it. Suko, Italy, 13.36. 2/10 back. Heikkinen of Finland making another final. And Wade, 13.89. She'll have to wait and see whether she gets through.
Well, speaking of outstanding performances, what about that 13.10 from Laura Fliklova, the Slovakian who goes in lane 3 here in the second semi-final? She was the darling of a nation last year when the Slovakians hosted us for the European Under-18s. Eva Deliverska, national indoor champion twice, so she usually gets out the blocks very well. 13.56 mid-July. Samita Schatz, national champion from Germany, 13.33 at her best. She's definitely got aspirations to qualify. Now, Laura Fliklova, European Under-18 champion. Massive national Under-20 record with 13.10, joint 22nd on the European all-time list. Zuzanna Zakacz of Poland, national championship silver. Pavlovic, the French woman who ran 13.44 in Saint-Etienne at the end of June. Now Mia Wild, World Under-20 silver last year. She reached the semis of the World Indoor Champs in Nanjing earlier this year. I was there. It was an amazing performance to get that far. Klara Zobznikova of Czechia, 13.58 this year. And Zemliakina of Ukraine on the outside, 13.68. Tasuko of Italy ran really well, 13.36 into a minus 1.2 metre headwind in the first of the semi-finals. Montauban, one of the favourites for the title, crashing out. The non-automatic times, by the way. Wade of Switzerland with 13.82 and Panache of Germany with 13.92. I'm not sure that'll be quick enough. All eyes here on Laura Fliklova. Absolutely outstanding last year in Slovakia and here in the heats. 13.10. Could she go even quicker? Watch for Wild, third from the outside. There she is, the Croatian World Under-20 medalist. Fliklova and Wild, the two favourites to qualify for the final. But Montauban was the favourite in the first and failed to finish. Fliklova, third from the right-hand side, was absolutely outstanding yesterday, and she's made a really good start. She and Wild are clear of the rest. Zakacz of Poland running really well. Fliklova leading. Fliklova and Mia Wild, not quite the same fireworks as the heats. 13.35, but it was into that headwind. Zakacz of Poland came into the mix, and at one stage I thought she was going to get on level terms with Fliklova. She'll certainly be there or thereabouts for a non-automatic spot, and she is. 35 for Fliklova, 39 for Wild. Zakacz and Schatz now occupy the non-automatic performances. It was good from Fliklova, but it wasn't outstanding like the heat.
No, I think you're absolutely right, Tone. Just bear in mind that they were into quite a stiff breeze. Zakacz challenging Fliklova over the first few hurdles before Wild on the outside coming through very strongly. Wild clattering a couple of the hurdles but managing to maintain her form. Fliklova looked as though she wasn't quite as quick between the barriers. It just wasn't quite as snappy and as sparkling as we saw in the heats. But nevertheless, I'm sure she can bounce back from that. And it's still consistent. I mean, we're criticising Fliklova and she's still come home winning a semi-final in 13.35.
I wasn't criticising her, I'm just saying she wasn't quite as magnificent in the semis as she was in the heats.
Yeah,
Actually, that counts as criticism.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Rob.
Third from the right-hand side, running well. Zakacz, excellent challenge from her. Second from the right-hand side, and maybe that did add just a tinge of tension or so into the Slovakian shoulders. She takes it 13.35. Zakacz and Schatz, 51 and 58, might well be good enough for the non-automatic spots. Fliklova and Wild, the two outstanding performers in the second semi-final, make it into the big showdown. Oh, we've had two excellent winners in the first two hurdle semi-finals. One more still to come.
Yes, all the favourites through with the exception of, in the first heat, the Frenchwoman Laura Montauban so far, but we've got two very good performers here. First of all, though, on the inside lane, we have European under-18 silver medalist from last summer, Sofia Rojak. Oda Azul Hansen, never a champion over the hurdles, but other European under-20 medals here in Norway. Hanna Segne of Slovenia, reigning Slovenian under-20 champion. Melissa Benfata, where we only saw her very quickly there, but Benfata was very impressive in the heat. So too was this woman, Jill Sanchez, who leads the European rankings. She's got the blue bib, ran 13.01 in Luxembourg a couple of weeks ago. Lisa Ekveld hails from Gothenburg, 13.45 performer. Sandy Sakya took the silver in the German under-20 championships. Now on the continental stage, the 13.67 performer, and on the outside, Isabella Sofia Rossetti, reigning Cypriot 100 metres hurdles under-20 champion. So, from the inside, Rojak, Poland, Asdal Hansen, Norway, Sekna, Slovenia, Benfata, France, Sanchez, Switzerland, Erkfeldt, Sweden, Sakya, Germany, and Nossetti of Cyprus. Lanes 5 and 4 are the women who are the quickest in this heat. And Benfata has a good start, so too Sanchez, and it's the leading pair that are now starting to edge away from Segner on the inside in lane 3. It's Sanchez leading Benfata at this stage. Sanchez now having a blistering run, 13.20, by far and away the quickest semi-final we've seen. Sanchez really showed why she's leading the European under-20 hurdlers. Benfata not quite as crisp as her heat run when she equalled her personal best of 13.17, but still gets through to the final later on today. Now, Sekna, she edges into the final as the fastest non-automatic qualifier, and she edges out Schwarz of Germany. Ekfeldt won't make it.
Good run that by the Slovenian, because she put Benfata under a little bit of pressure, but Sanchez pulled away magnificently. The one thing we should bear in mind, it was the lightest headwind of the three semi-finals, but it was the most impressive performance. I'm just saying, when Suko won the first, it was into a minus 1.2, but Sanchez fully justified that favourite tag, and she's into the final with 13.2.
Yes, Sanchez racing much, much better than she did in her heats. Really exerting authority over Melissa Benfata, who had a...
To the women's sprint hurdles final. Jill Sanchez is the fastest in Europe in this age group. She goes in 3, but Friklova scorched to a 13.10, the European under-18 champion from last year. She's in the lane outside her. And don't rule out Mia Wild, world under-20 medalist. One lane inside her. Hanna Segne of Slovenia. Could she break that PB of 13.28 and get in the shake-up? Mia Wild had a great season last year. She's a world under-20 medalist, but she'll need to be at her best, because Jill Sanchez most certainly is. So good in qualification, Sanchez. She blasted her way in. Laura Friklova, she was the star of the show at home in Slovakia last year. Will her nerve hold? Could she replicate the 13.10 from the heats? Alessia Suko, European Youth Olympic Festival winner. Benfata looks relaxed. Went out in the heats of the World Under-20, but I think she's learned some good lessons there. She's definitely in the shake-up for a medal. Mila Heikkinen just off the podium. in the World Under-20s last year, and just off the podium here in the 400 hurdles. What a way to round off her championship it would be. And Zuzanna Zacic on the outside for Poland. She too made the World Under-20 final last summer. This is absolutely loaded. Sakani of Slovenia 1, Wild Croatia 2, Sanchez Switzerland 3, Friklova Slovakia 4, Suko Italy 5, Benfata France in 6, Heikkinen in 7 for Finland, Zacic of Poland on the outside in 8. Sanchez the marginal favourite, but this could be close. The final of the women's 100-metre hurdles here on our last night in Tampere in Finland. It's been a brilliant championship. Are we in for a great race? The action explodes into life. Sanchez going well, third from the right-hand side, but this is tight. Coming through, Benfata of France against Sanchez. Sanchez takes it into a minus 1.5 metre headwind. 13.23. She kept all the emotion and the tension and the nerves bottled up. Now she can release it. Benfata ran really well in lane 6. She came through and is rewarded with a place on the podium. Silver for the Frenchwoman. Suko being confirmed as the bronze medalist. But Sanchez found the extra gear just when she needed it over the last 3 or 4 barriers. And that was a great demonstration of composure, because Benfata, third from the left in 6, was definitely putting her under a lot of pressure.
Well, it was a repeat of the semi-final with Sanchez battling with Benfata, the best of the semi-finals. And here Sanchez just manages to edge away from her rivals off that last hurdle. It's a terrific run from the list leader. She came here as, on paper, the favourite. But we saw some other good contenders coming through the heats in the semi-finals like Benfata. But Sanchez responded in the final. It was a great start from...